Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Connie's Craft Along. And then I'd like to apologize because I'm late. I'm very, very late. Oh my goodness. Uh, trying to, you know, trying to do one more little thing. Um, I think a number of you know that I work at Blue Mountain as a ski instructor in the winter. And so they've got the whole application onboarding, all the paperwork you need to do to get it all going. And you have to tell them when you're available and when you want to work and all that jazz. So I was doing some of that. And then it was talking about training and how you can't get your staff pass until you've done the training. And you'll need to have your staff pass on because I think they've got the gates working that it's going to read your pass this year and all that sort of stuff. And I could not get into the part where the training was supposed to be. And it needed a username and an email to send you the password reset thing. And it was like, okay, username, Connie Douglas, Connie underscore Douglas, C Douglas, Connie D. I was trying everything along with, I will say my standard uh, passwords. I have a few that, kind of sort of variations on some themes and some things. Anyway, nothing was working. And so I was trying to reset it, but you need to know your username. And so it was not going well. So I got telling my husband at dinner, and he said, "Oh, well, it's your employee number." I don't know, it's my employee number because it's not my employee number that I found from a couple of years ago, but I don't know whether they change our employee number every year. So many things I do not know. Anyway, I did find an email with my account username that they sent me. So I was able to do that. And then I still had to reset the password because I think I had messed that all up with my 8 million attempts and all. So anyway, eventually I got in. And then now I can't find any training. I can't find anything that I need to do in there. I don't see training videos when I click on something that talks about optional training and mandatory training. You get in there, there's nothing there. So I'm a step closer, but I'm still some steps away. Anyway, I will get in touch with them tomorrow and see what they can tell me and help me out with and all that stuff. So on to better things. All righty. Very, 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 very important. If you are registered for my girls' getaway weekend, woohoo! Well, aren't you the lucky one? Because it's going to be awesome. But if you are interested in either of the optional add-on classes, we need to know today because we have to order stuff today or tomorrow morning, very latest, because we want to make sure we have it. And if Stampin' Up! Gets busy and they don't ship for a few days and coming from the States across the border and anyway, you never know. It's just let's be earlier rather than later. So anyway, the deadline to register for one, the other, or both of those optional add-on classes is today. So if you haven't signed up for them yet and you want to, do it now. We'll wait. Anyway, so I invite you to say hello and let me know that you are watching. If you are watching the replay, let me know you're watching the replay. I just love to see that people are, popping in, stopping in, saying hello, whatever. So please let me know. Alrighty, I have some stuff ready to craft. So let's get at it. Just going to put this down here. There we go. I do not have stamps or ink out because that would be really organized. And, that's usually what I do in the last few minutes before I go live is grab some stamps, grab some ink. And this has been ready for a couple days because I posted this a couple days ago. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Let's move on. I will, I'll do the usual. Oh, one moment, chat amongst yourselves and all that jazz. So we have a standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I am using thick basic white, which is sort of my go-to card base color when I have designer series paper, 5.5 by 4.25. So this is full size. So this is going to cover the entire card front. Okay, so that's why I just used white because, oops, this seems to be up higher tonight. I have to stretch my arms out further. So, okay, I will try to remember to do that. Okay, and then we have a piece of basic white or very vanilla that is 3.5 by 1.5. Not a lot of stamping tonight. This is probably going to have a sentiment. You could add a small image if you wish. A piece of vellum that is 4.25 by 2.75. If you do not have vellum cardstock, then first of all, you need to put it on your your list of things to get on your next order. But you could substitute a piece of cardstock, or you could leave it off. Perhaps another piece of designer series paper. I will tell you that it is going to go on top of the designer series paper here. So you'll see how that all comes together. But anyway, if you have some coordinating cardstock or coordinating piece of designer series paper, that would do as well. I just like the look of vellum. It, it's a little different than a cardstock or a designer series paper look. So, all right, some punched or die cut interest elements. I have a couple of evergreen boughs here that I have die cut from the Joy of Noel, I believe. Something Noel. The dies that have the Noel letters in them. Oh, yeah, been a long day. And then, of course, the usuals: stamps, ink, adhesive, your bone folder, and embellishments. So I have adhesive close at hand. I have a bone folder. I have embellishments. Stamps and ink. Yep, those are the ones that we missed. So we'll be dashing out to grab those. Although I did notice that I have real red sitting on my desk, which would just go perfectly with that. So I have nothing to put the real red ink on, so I still need to go. So chat amongst yourselves. I will be right back. Okay, so I've just grabbed an armful of, of stamps, and let's see what we Joy of Noel is the. So this is the stamp, but there are coordinating dies, and in the dies, because there's no stamp to go with it, but there are dies that have these evergreen boughs. So that's the story on that. What do we want for our sentiments? I might just go with a good old Merry Christmas, or wishing you a season of hope and light. That's kind of nice. Oh no, I think this was peace and joy to you and yours. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Peace and, oh yes, I was looking at these. Huh, yeah, I was supposed to mount that. Hey, looks like you get a free lesson on how to mount your stamps again tonight. In case you missed the 18 previous ones that I've done, every time I realize I haven't mounted all the stickers on my stamps, etc., etc. Okay. Sorry, I just have to move these out of the way. Here I don't know what I'm going to do on my next one, but we will worry about that shortly. Okay, let's get this set up. So this is a relatively new stamp set, as you can see. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas. I have used, but I have not used any of the others. So peace and joy to you and yours. When you get your stamps, they will be all on one sheet, okay? And they are cut, but they're, they have little places to punch out. So you can just go ahead and punch those out and figure out what it's going to fit on. I think I will put it onto the bigger one because that's a little bit easier. The back of the stamp has a protective covering on it. So you're just going to remove that. Okay. And then your stickers, you will see on one side there is a slit where it's cut and the other side is solid. So you want to be on the cut side and you're going to lift the whole thing off of there. So I have the words, I have protective covering on the back, and I'm just going to put that down onto my clear block. Okay. Next, I'm going to lift the protective covering from with the sentiment. Easier on one side than the other. Okay. And then, and here's where you want to just be a little bit careful. You want to make sure that you've got it right side up and all the rest of it. If you have a very detailed stamp, you will see, but this is almost squarish. So you just have to be a little bit more careful because you get one shot at this. So right now my block is hovering over the stamp with the sticker on it. And when I have it in place, I just let it down, give it a little bit of a press, and that's it. Easy peasy, and that is on there perfectly. Okay? Super easy way to get your stickers on your stamps exactly where you want them. Okay, and then a couple other tips. If you're not going to mount them all, and even actually after I do, I often just stick this in the back here because these will stick to your case, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I just, find it faster just to whip them out. And if they're stuck, it takes longer. I keep this and I put them back in their spots. Now, someone said to me, why do you do that? I do that because I take my stamps to workshops and other events. And it's a really quick and easy way for me to be able to go, oh, there's a stamp missing. I need to look for them. As opposed to going, oh yes, there's 4. How many are in the case and counting each time? Because sometimes we have a few stamps on the go. So personal preference, that's how I do it. I'm not saying you have to, but that's how I do it and that's why I do it. So if you want to just know you're the kind of person that gets lots of stamps out and maybe doesn't even put them away today, and you want to make sure you have them all, it's a really quick and easy way to check. So alrighty, I am going to use the Real Red ink. Just going to ink this up. Brand new, but I'm going to be brave and bold and just go for it. Center this here. It's perhaps a little tight. Well, if we leave some behind on our paper, we'll get a different sentiment. No, look at that. It fits beautifully. Of course, I planned it. I knew it would be like that. I knew it would be perfect, right? Yeah. Never tell my secrets. Okay, so now, did I mention that this was a quick and cute card? It will come together very, very quickly in just a moment or two, which means I have time to take a sip of the tea that I didn't finish because I was trying to log into the work room. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, one moment, I'm just going to have a sip of tea here. Already, I may have actually had a couple because it was getting cold. I have now finished it. So thank you for indulging me in my dinner time tea that didn't get finished. So because I am going right to the edge of my card base, and I'm going to want to make sure I have it placed perfectly, and I may want to manipulate it a little bit. I am using my liquid adhesive here. So that means I can just pick it up and swish it around a little bit, get it into place, and then give it a nice press when I'm happy with where it is. Okay, and then I mentioned that we're going to put the vellum on here, and then super simple, we're going to put the sentiment on top, and these will embellish and finish the card. How easy is that going to be, eh? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my sentiment on with dimensionals. So, ooh, I don't know why that's growing up so much. So let's put this onto our vellum, because if you have used vellum in the past, you know that you can see your adhesive through the vellum. So we want to put our adhesive on the vellum. That must be getting heat from my light or something, because now it's curling the other way. Oh, the evergreen boughs will hold it in place, I hope. Look, right before my eyes. Isn't that crazy? Judy! Hello, Judy, and welcome. Oh my goodness. Haven't chatted with you in a long, long time. Yes, this is one of those cards, if you need to get your Christmas cards in the mail tomorrow and you haven't started yet, here's a good way to get a whole bunch done really fast. I'm just gonna move that out of the way because everything's sliding on itself. I'll put this onto here. And then what that allows us to do is to know that we can put adhesive all over here, and we don't need to worry about it showing through because there is something on top of it. Oops, she says that she colors outside the lines. Look at that. Okay. Okay. Put that down on there. Now you can, of course, do this with more layers, whatever you wish. Okay, this is, I don't know why this vellum is curling. Very good. Okay, so I am going to use, now I know too that I can put glue onto this because this is going to go on top of the vellum, so all will be good. And I could actually put some adhesive underneath, but if I get out to the edges, this, whoopsie, right about there. I should have tucked these in before I glued that down, and I could have put some more glue under there. I have to sort of bend it back, flip it up. Hello, Lorna, welcome. Okay, we're doing quick and cute tonight. And I knew it was a relatively quick layout, but it's proving to be very quick. Even with my bumbling around. So there. I need to trim those a little bit because they're going to bend. So I'm just going to do that, and then it will look okay. I don't know what the dealio is with those. That's just stick a little bit of glue here. The other thing that you can do is if you use a sponge, so I'm talking about a really thin layer of glue. So I'm just going to reach in here and get these. You can use any kind of sponge. I have haven't used this for a while. This is a makeup sponge from the dollar store. And then what you want to do, if you can find your silicone mat in all of your stuff. Oh, that is from my kit from yesterday. I don't want to lose that guy. I'm just going to put a little bit there. I'm just going to dab a little tiny bit onto here because this is going to be just the thinnest little holder amount so that you really don't notice it. And when you use a sponge, you can get the glue even thinner than you would with dabbing it on. So that one I think is big and it does show a tiny bit, but I think it will be okay. Guess where we're putting the gems? See? It all works out in the end. So there you go. It does need some gems though. What should we add to it? Oh, we could do, I do have snowflakes. I'm not sure that's quite what we want with that paper. The paper is not really, snowflake necessarily. There's some sequins. I guess we kind of need to stick with the gold stuff because we've got this distressed gold. Ooh. Okay, so these are blooming pearls, and I think they're nice. But who knew? Oh my goodness, they cannot keep these babies in stock. They've come and gone a few times already, and they've got they're iridescent and shiny and just 4 colors: gold, petal pink, garden green, and pretty peacock. So they are just lovely and fun and flying off the shelves on a regular basis. Not quite right. Okay, I think we'll just go with the gold sequins because, oh, look, dimensionals in my gems bin. That must have fallen in there from my packing and unpacking last weekend at my retreat. But anyway, okay, so let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to put this guy here and then put out here. That's the third one down there. There, it just kind of distracts your eye, doesn't it? So there we go. That's the card. That's the layout. That's that's what we're up to. Quick and easy, but cute, and shows off whatever pretty paper you've put on the back. Focuses on your message, your sentiment. You could do your sentiment in heat embossing. That would be lovely as well. But anyway, I did cut for a second card because, as I mentioned, these are quick. Cut for a couple. So I did cut for a second one. I seem to have lost. There we go. As I lost my piece for my sentiment. So I am just going to set this guy over here. Same thick basic white card base because again we are going to completely cover it. I think maybe I'll do it this way this time. I forgot to mention in my email that I was doing my card landscape. Then I cut one to do portrait, and really, however you cut your designer series paper, if it is directional, this one is not, and my next one is not. but this obviously would work either landscape or portrait. You would just do your sentiment box the other way. I would leave the vellum this way though, as you will see. So for this one, I have the winter meadow paper, and it too is gorgeous. There's some really pretty paper in this package. And I'm going to say, I don't think it really has an up or a down either. When you have to really look to discern, you could probably get away with doing it either way. But I have picked one way, and that's how I'm going to do it. But don't think it could go wrong. White card base on white paper. Hard to see whether you've got it correct or not. And it looks like I didn't check this from the back, did I? Oh, this one looks pretty good. This one seems to be a little tiny bit large, but that's okay. We can trim it. Too big is better than too small, I think. Just gonna grab my paper snips here. It does, yes, it does go. Let's go to the top. We're good. I'm not shortchanging anybody. Just messed up on my cutting. That happens. That's why we do things like this. There we go. All right. Look, isn't that just lovely already? Okay, now this thing was sitting completely flat a moment ago, so I'm just going to put it there, and we'll see if it starts to curl. Look, that is so bizarre. I'm trying to feel heat from my lights. I don't even know that these are the kinds of lights that give heat. Why is it doing that all of a sudden? It's freaking me out. And I'm going to turn it over in a moment, and we'll see if it goes the other direction, because that's just really odd. Okay, so this paper, lovely as it is not necessarily Christmas. This could be, I mean, it could be for sure, but it perhaps doesn't have to be. So I was thinking I would do it as a birthday card. Okay, now this is maybe a little bit larger than we would like. What else did I here? Look. Okay, it's not, and I have no idea why it's doing that. I'm going to set it over here out of the light for a moment, and we'll just see what happens over here. Okay, what? So this is Biggest Wish. Not sure. Could do that. What? Sometimes I do happy, and then I could do the birthday. Oops, very well. Yeah, might not be the best choice. Okay, maybe I'll grab my go-to greetings though. That's another popular one for the birthday. Except that this may end up being my brother's birthday card. Don't tell him. I don't think he watches my lives. I think I'm okay. But oh, here's one. Charming sentiments. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And I bet that will, well, no, it's probably not too long. I think it will fit. Yes, this is actually longer than it looks. That'll take up a little bit more space than this one, so that might be a little bit better. Because again, perhaps someone didn't plan ahead. Anyone we know? Okay, I do need ink as well. We're going over here. And I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel because that's this color. And it's like, oh, yes, I have not used Blueberry Bushel much at all lately. It was an in color. Don't remember exactly what year. A few years back somewhere. And then it went away. And then they brought it back in Color Refresh this year. And it's just, look, like it's just a beautiful blue. It's just so intense and yummy. Okay, I will calm down. So, Bow Punch. This is another one, folks. This was in the annual catalog last year. I got it last year and I used it for a few things. I like this leaf card. Oh, I should have grabbed a strip of cardstock. So I'm just going to cut. What do we need here? You do this when you have double things like that. If you measure the widest part of this, so 1.5 inches, and I cut my paper at 1.5 inches. Probably want a couple of them. You don't get all messed up pinching the top stuff as well. Let's see now. So let's go right up to here with this one, and we will see. I don't know whether I can get another one out of this piece or not. No, it's not quite right. It's the wrong piece. That was the leftover bit. Okay, well, so sometimes it helps you use extra pieces of your cardstock, and sometimes it doesn't really make a difference at all. Anyway, and then this top with these flowers. I was hoping they would look a little bit like berries, kind of like this paper. We want 2 or 3. Don't know, or 4. Maybe 4. Go crazy. It's Blueberry Bushel and it's an awesome color. Okay. So stuff there, move this up a bit out of the way. By the way, this guy is just sitting here, totally happy and flat. So it's obviously got something to do with the light. Maybe. That's just the most bizarre thing. Okay. Out of the way. For now, get this guy inked up. And with being in it. Hopefully that's somewhat centered for where I want it. Whoop. Wishing the happiest of birthdays. Looking good. Okay. Going to close this. Almost makes me wish there was more stamping. I don't know what else I want to put on there. And I would probably mess it up. So, less is more and all that jazz. I will stop now. Sometimes I get it right. Other times, yeah, not so much. So we'll just stop now. Okay, I am going to put some dimensionals onto this little bits out of my punch. We'll get this guy popped up onto the vellum. Okay. Hopefully everybody is well into card making for Christmas, if that's what you do, because you know, Christmas is coming. We're now into November. I can't believe we're in November. And this is going to go over the edge. I didn't, well, they're not super close, but yeah, try and get this centered. Set that down. Oh yes, totally missed. Okay, well, that's okay. We will just do the rest on the silicone mat, which is the beauty of the silicone mat. It just allows you to do these things. Even though you've got sticky stuff on the other side, we'll be able to pick it up. And so I think I am going to just start gluing these down and fit them in as I go. Stems. Stop. There, this is good though actually, because I have glue on the back of that petal and it's not very hard. These almost should have been on adhesive sheets, but we'll make it work. Hey, my cat is just, oh gosh, he's a monster the last couple days, getting into everything. What? Oh, no, okay, he has put a spool of baker's twine under my desk. Now he may well get it out because that's what he does. We'll see. Hopefully it's not totally unrolling under there. Right, Oscar? Thinks he's such a great crafter. Usually he just makes a big mess. All in the name of fun. Sorry, the camera. Move back to the middle here. This one, I think, might. Whoa! Don't drop it on your paper. There. This one. Yes, this one. Little tiny dot. Don't. And then we will get these on. Oh, what? You couldn't get it out. Get your nose out of my box. So the twine is obviously stuck under the desk. Therefore, no longer fun. Therefore, let's go back to the toy box and see what else we can find. Someone said they could never let their cat into their crafting area. It would just be a disaster. I have mine somewhat trained not to touch my things, but they're cats and they like to play. So, of course, some days are not as good as others and they get into my stuff and drive me crazy. Okay, look at that. Now, we can flip this over and we know that we put some adhesive everywhere that we have a cardstock covered gel. There, do something. Okay, Okay, now I am kind of thinking this might possibly be for my brother, which perhaps means I shouldn't do a whole lot of bling kind of stuff, but um, it's gotta have something, right? It needs something. What could we do? We could do something. This could have silver, couldn't it? Small silver, little festive pearl silver. Mm. I'm not sure it's the most masculine look, but I do like it. Let's just peruse, see what else we have. This is maybe too blingy, but it is. Yeah, that. I don't think I should do that, even though I might like to. Of white. No, doesn't show enough. I mean, if I'm going to do it, I might as well just, put it out there, right? I would say she's very kind about cards with bling and stuff. I don't know that I've trained my brother, but so these are faceted gems trio pack. But they're large, so they would be. I mean, the little ones are going to show too. Let's be real, but maybe I should stick with small. I don't know. Anybody have any thoughts? It ends up, I don't have to use this for my brother, but his birthday's coming, so I do need to get a card ready for him. It'll have to be tonight's card. Just a tiny bit. Right? Get away with that? Maybe. Well, you know what? What do they say? If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you don't like the crafting, pick a different sister. Give your birthday present back. Oh, present? Who said anything about a present? There we go. That's what I have for you. Okay, let me come back here. There we go. Okay, so those are the cards. Quick, easy, cute, lovely. I mean, really, like, look at this one. I'm really liking it. Even if it does have silver bling, and I'm thinking about giving it to my brother. But this one too, this is just really nice for Christmas. I think this would look good with heat emboss sentiment too. I may have to make more of these. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. If you have crafted and you would like to share a picture of what you have made, you can add it in the comments below this post and inspire us all. I love to see what people come up with and what you had in your stash that you crafted with tonight or tomorrow or whenever you're watching this. Anyway, do share. Love to see it. And thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And I love crafting and sharing with you. Take care, everyone. Hope to see you all again really soon. Bye for now.